What's up everybody, it's LaMuerteBlanca. We're back with another explained video where we speedrun the retelling of complicated game stories with plenty of jokes along the way. I need you to focus, boy, because this time we're discussing 2018's God of War. If you're one of those that can't spare the 25 hours needed to play it, don't worry boy, I got you. Before we get into it, if you want to know everything our guy Kratos went through before this, check out one of the recap videos I don't have the patience to make myself. This game has minor references to the past, but nothing a newcomer absolutely needs to know. So after dealing with the family bullshit from the previous games, Kratos is now living in the woods, rocking the dad beard and chopping down trees while I try to figure out how he's not freezing his ass off. He and his son Atreus, who from this point on will be referred to as Boy, are building a pyre for his deceased wife and Boy's mother Faye. And without giving themselves more than 30 seconds to properly mourn her passing, Kratos' hard ass tells Boy to show him how he hunts. Up to this point, Mom did most of the caretaking while Kratos hunted and did god shit. Kratos needs to see if Boy is ready for the journey ahead, as Faye wants her ashes scattered from the tallest peak in the realms. Instead, they get attacked by this thing. Kratos snaps its neck and Boy loses it as he starts talking shit to a dead body. Didn't say anything while I was alive though, huh? Boy, you were not ready. Fuck you mean, Dad? Get your ass inside, boy. Kratos takes a moment to collect his lover's ashes, scolds his son about controlling his anger, but then someone starts banging on the front door. Again, it's freezing outside, and dude's acting like his balls are in solid ice. Mullet Leaf Erickson starts talking shit. Kratos is trying to be cool like, you don't want this fight. But this idiot proceeds to pimp slap the ghost of Sparta. Guide my pimp hand and make it strong, Lord. Kratos gives him one final warning since this prick doesn't know he fucked up most of the Greek gods, but asshole tries him again.
Punks jump up to get beat down.
He wants hands, so Kratos gives them to him as they start beating the hell out of each other. Eventually, Kratos crushes him with this massive boulder.
That is a nice boulder.
So that's it, right?
Nope.
As the fight continues, we find out he was sent by Odin, king of the Norse gods, and he can't feel. I'm sorry, what? Well, he definitely won't now as Kratos snaps man's neck and drops him into the ravine. Kratos walks back like,
Oh shit, here we go again.
Grabs his things and takes his 11-year-old son, who literally just stood at his mother's funeral, on a dangerous quest to the mountain peak. Eventually they run into this dwarf blacksmith named Brock. He looks like Gargamel finally fucked a smurf and this is the result. He and his brother Sindri made Kratos' axe before they split, and Brock offers to upgrade it throughout the journey. They go hunting again, Boy shoots a tattooed boar, and now this hippie lady's tight because they shot her friend. Yes, she's talking about the boar. Must be lonely in the woods. They follow the witch of the woods to her giant Master Uguay house and stabilize the boar. She asks Boy to get some herbs outside, and while he's gone calls Kratos out like, I know you're a god, tell your son the truth. We don't even know you, lady! Sus! Kratos is hiding the truth in an effort to protect Boy from his past. You can't trust this lady who's already knows too much, so Kratos tries to dip, but before they leave, she offers a protection rune to hide them from anyone dangerous. The witch puts them back on their path as they reach a lake riddled with statues of Norse gods. Kratos asks Boy about the god that could feel no pain, which sounds like Baldur, son of Odin. They find a statue with some runes, follow its instructions, and the whole lake starts going wild. A giant bearded snake pops out of nowhere, and this is the world serpent. It says something in ancient gibberish that no one can understand, then continues its nap out in the mountains. The serpent's upheaval caused the water levels to drastically lower, revealing a massive temple that Kratos and Boy use to continue toward the mountain. Eventually they run into Sindri, Gargle Smurf's brother, despite looking like an NPC from Psychonauts. He too offers to upgrade the axe throughout the journey. They finally get to the mountain base, but the path is blocked by a black mist, which then conveniently appears out of nowhere to inform them that it's the Black Breath, aka magical halitosis. Its stank is so powerful only the light of Alfheim can break through, the purest of breath mints. Kratos still thinks she's sus, but the witch has a cryptic past she wants to atone for. That's why she's helping them. As they travel, the witch informs them the temple is Tyrs, one of the very few gods that was considered good and sought peace. No one knows where the big ass snake came from, but once it appeared, Thor attacked it because he's an asshole, and they've been at war ever since. Inside Tyr's temple, the witch shows them how to travel between realms, but the giants in the bridge to their realm, Jotunheim, disappeared over 100 years ago. They get to Alfheim, the witch shows them the light, and then gets force pulled back to Midgard for reasons we're not going to get into. They slaughter an army of dark elves who look like Aztec pixies, and free the light by destroying the whole hive. Kratos enters the light and goes on a vision quest about being a shitty father until Boy finally pulls him out. Boy's rightly pissed because this 11-year-old had to fight off a small army by himself while Kratos is chilling. Best dad ever. They get back to the Black Breath, give it the tic-tac of the gods, and continue their way up the mountain until Dragon! This big ass electric breathing Elden Ring ass dragon busts in trying to ruin everyone's day. But Kratos ain't no bitch. Calm yourself, boy. Let me cook. Dude jumps into its fucking mouth and just starts slicing, then uses a giant Viking claw machine to impale its head, impales its neck with an exploding crystal, and boom! Bodied.
Oh my god, that was badass!
Sindri's over here losing his shit while our man's like, dragon was in my way, so I moved it. As thanks for saving his life, Sindri gives Boy special arrows and Kratos uses one to fix Boy's quiver. Finally, they reach the summit, but Baldur's there with Thor's sons talking to a tree. Huh? I thought Baldur was dead. And why is there a man in a tree? This is Mimir, knower of all things within the realms and has the answer to every question. So why does Baldur hunt them? Apparently not every question. However, he does know the tallest peak, which is in Jotunheim, realm of the giants. The same realm they can't get to with Tyr's temple realm travel thing. Fortunately, there's another way as the last known bridge is literally right here. They just need a few things to open it. Mimir offers to help, but he's stuck in the tree. They need to cut his head off. What? Odin's an asshole who'll trap Mimir in the tree. There's no way to free him, so Kratos has to literally cut his head off and take it Mortal Kombat style to the witch who might be able to reanimate him. They find the witch who starts tripping about the arrows Boy got from Sindri. They're dangerous and need to be destroyed. She replaces the arrows and then brings Mimir back to life, who calls her Freya. Wait, the goddess Freya? As we know, Kratos doesn't like gods, so he puts the talking head on his belt and leaves. Mimir's head says the world serpent is technically a giant and should have information they need regarding opening the gate. Luckily, Mimir speaks its ancient gibberish and wakes it up using the temple's horn. The serpent decides to eat Thor's statue because fuck him, and once it starts talking to Mimir, it doesn't take long for me to realize this ancient language is the same one Dora uses when she speaks to whales.
What are you doing? Dory, this is not whale.
In order to open the bridge to Jotunheim, they need the special travel rune and a magical chisel. Mimir guides them to the chisel, which is lodged in this dead giant's head and under seemingly impenetrable ice, at least until they drop a literal giant hammer on it. Just before reaching the chisel, they get jumped by Thor's sons, and these two assholes who think it's a good idea to try the Ghost of Sparta. As you'd guess, it's a bad idea, as one of them gets his head split straight in two. The other runs away like a little bitch. Kratos grabs the chisel piece he needs and heads back to Tyr's temple. The serpent also said the giants gave Tyr the rune they need, and it's likely locked away in a secret vault. In the temple, that bitch that ran away catches our guy with a cheap shot. He talks about Faye while Boy fails to do anything useful. And as baby Thor continues to goad Boy, Boy starts raging, but fizzles out like he just short-circuited. Kratos shows Lightning Jack Black what real Spartan rage is, and guy runs away like a little bitch. Again. Boy's messed up and Kratos rushes him to Freya, finally showing true concern for his son. The illness was caused by a conflict between Boy's true nature and what he believes himself to be. Ultimately, Kratos' attempt to hide the truth and protect Boy is causing the illness. In order to correct this error, Kratos has to go to the realm of the dead, Helheim, and rip out the heart of the gatekeeper. Basically, just do what you do best, Kratos. Freya warns Hell is relentlessly cold. Fires don't burn, and Kratos' axe will be useless. He needs something else. Kratos simply says, I must return home. Dig up a past I swore would stay buried. And this is the part where all the OG fans are like, oh shit, as they try not to jizz their pants. Freya watches over Boy while Kratos heads back home, opens the floorboard, and no fucking way reveals the blaze of chaos he used to completely massacre Greek mythology. He continues the massacre as he gives Hell's gatekeeper a Spartan rhinoplasty, rips open dude's chest, and takes his heart. Low-key feel bad for the gatekeeper though, he was just doing his job. Kratos brings Freya the heart, and as she's helping Boy, very cryptically tells Kratos about her issues with her own boy. At birth, the runes foretold his death, and she did what she needed to save him. However, there was a cost which caused resentment within her child, and Freya has not seen her son since. I know, cryptic, hopefully it'll make sense soon. Boy finally wakes up, and with his son saved, Kratos silently shakes Freya's arm. My guy, she brought your kid back from the brink, and you couldn't even say thank you? As they are leaving Freya's place, Kratos finally drops the bomb. I'm a god, boy. So this 11-year-old kid finds out he is a god, and the first thing he says is, can I turn into an animal? What? After a brief yet touching family moment, they head back to Tyr's temple in search of the rune, and get a quick history lesson on Tyr. He was the god of war, but one that focused on peace. Heroic and lawful, he used his knowledge and power to stop wars and shared his knowledge with everyone. This led to his collaboration with the giants, and is likely why they trusted him with the tools needed to access Jotunheim. In the vault, they work their way through the traps, and the last one manages to rub off Freya's protection rune. Just before getting Tyr's rune, Kratos gives Boy the knife he made for him when he was born. Am I a man now? No, we are more than that. The responsibility is far greater, as Kratos teaches responsible godhead to his son with the Spider-Man speech. They get the rune, but it crumbles, and Boy gets fancy RGB tattoos. While leaving the vault, Boy asks Kratos why he left home. Kratos decides to keep his past a secret because we all know how well that worked out last time. Now they have the chisel and rune, they head back to the mountain summit, but this time, the cocktail of preteen hormones and godly hubris starts to mix and turns Boy into a total dick. Lil Man straight up destroys the homie Sindri, and all he ever did was improve your gear, you little asshole. He even goes as far to disrespect Kratos and his late mother. Nah. Then they run into Thor's son again. He got messed up by Daddy Lightning for running away. He's now all but dead, but Boy thinks he's hard, talks his shit, and draws his knife. Kratos' wisdom tells Boy to chill. He is beaten, not worth killing. Fuck you, Dad. He's talking about Mom, and shanks the dude right in his throat and pushes him into the ravine. The fuck are you doing, Boy? There are consequences to killing a god. How do you know? As I take this moment to circle back to Kratos' decision to hide his past. This tension continues as they work their way to the summit and reach the gate. With the rune and chisel, they finally open the bridge to Jotunheim and can fulfill Faye's wish. Until Baldur crashes the party. An impaled Kratos urges his son to cross the bridge, but remember, Boy's an arrogant asshole now. He attacks Baldur like, no, I'm a god too! But Boy still doesn't get it.
Silly bitch, your weapons cannot harm me. Don't you know who the fuck I am? I'm the Juggernaut.
Just like he did to Kratos, Baldur pimp slaps the shit out of Boy like he's Bernie Mac.
Hi, I'm with the Port Commission.
I'm from the Athlete's Foot Foundation.
Brother. Hey, can you get my demo tape to somebody?
Kratos doesn't appreciate anyone hitting his kid, so he straight up body slams Baldur into the closest hard place he could find, ill-advised since that hard place was the stone gate of Jotunheim. The gate crumbles as Baldur continues to talk shit. Kratos tries to stop Boy since he's clearly not ready. Fuck you, Nad, as he puts an arrow through Kratos' chest. His own father? Little idiot tries to take on Baldur alone, gets caught by his throat, stabbed in the shoulder, and now he's getting kidnapped. Desperate to save his son, Kratos jumps off the highest summit in Midgard, somehow manages to land on Baldur's ride, and now they're beating the hell out of each other on a fucking dragon. As the fight continues, Baldur attempts to send them all to Asgard until Kratos does the Bifrost equivalent of hitting all the buttons on the elevator and instead launches them all to hell. Kratos takes his opportunity to put Boy back in his place. Get your shit together, Boy. We are here because of you. And start searching for a way back. As they traverse this frigid wasteland, visions of their past attempt to torment them, as that's part of the punishment you get when you're in hell. The homies manage to eavesdrop on Baldur's vision. Baldur is Freya's son? Wait, does that mean she was married to Odin? There's an interesting backstory here that we don't have time for, but the important thing is Baldur is the son Freya saved from death with her goddess voodoo. Now he can't die or feel pain, but there is a side effect. He also can't feel, taste, or smell anything. This has driven him mad and has been trying to reverse the curse ever since. This has also made Baldur hate Freya to the point of almost killing her, but instead, he banished her from his life.
Let the hate flow through you.
To get out of hell, they have to fly a boat, yes, you heard that right, out of hell's depths and back to the Bridge of the Damned, but end up jumping into the nearest building as the boat is getting destroyed. Lucky for them, they jump into Odin's secret chamber. Extra lucky for them, they find a missing lore panel about Tyr that tells them of a secret passage to Jotunheim. They ask Brock about the special key they need, who's reluctant to make it, until Sindri magically shows up, and the two decide to end their feud just like that. The reunited brothers forge the key, and Kratos uses it to access a secret area underneath the realm travel room. They solve Tyr's puzzle by flipping the entire structure upside down, and Boy is finally coming to his senses as he talks about unity and other stuff I'm gonna get yelled at in the comments of this video because I'm neglecting in-depth character development and a plot summary. Great Scott! Kratos found the Unity Stone! The fuck is a Unity Stone? Well, if having a multi-realm wasn't confusing enough, now we can travel to the realm between realms, which is likely how Tyr accessed the secret path to Jotunheim. With the stone, they take a leap of faith that would make Ezio shit his pants and find themselves in front of the missing tower gate of Jotunheim. They put the stone in the pedestal, and the tower transports itself across the realms until it's finally back in Midgard. However, they still can't travel to Jotunheim because they don't have the right travel crystal for the Bifrost. Tyr used special crystals in his eyes, the same eye crystals that Mimir has, but because Odin's the worst, he stole one of Mimir's eyes and put it in the Thor statue. Yes, the same one the world serpent ate. Mimir gets his Dorian and speaks whale to the serpent, asking if they can go inside him. Giggity. And because the serpent's a real one, he lets the crew get their Pinocchio on as they row a boat straight into its stomach. Thankfully, they manage to find the stone and stick it back into Mimir's head, but as they're rowing their way out, something's wrong. The boat starts rocking and everything goes dark until they're spit out of the serpent as it collapses. Freya flies in confused as well until, oh shit, it's Balder. He's after Kratos since their last fight went unfinished. Freya attempts to mend her broken relationship with her son, but Balder wants vengeance, a path Kratos knows too well as he tries to caution Balder from taking it. Balder's not listening, so the two start fighting again. Freya attempts to stop the fight, but only ensnares Kratos. Boy tries to protect his father until he catches a nasty
Falcon punch!
Remember that arrow Kratos used to repair Boy's quiver? The same arrows that Freya wanted destroyed? It got lodged in Balder's hand, and now it is dispelling Freya's magic. That's why she was tripping about those arrows. She was still trying to protect her son. Balder's hype he can finally feel, and Kratos realizes he's vulnerable now. Like a psycho, Balder wants to continue fighting, but Freya's not having it as she resurrects the biggest fucking zombie I've ever seen. Freya then uses the lobotomy giant to relocate Kratos, pleading that she can reason with her son. Lady, that ship sailed 100 years ago, and everyone except your delusional ass knows it. Now Kratos and Balder are going at it in an epic boss fight that has a fucking giant messing with the battlefield. It's got everything. Boy manages to channel his inner Hawkeye, Kratos catches Balder with the Undertaker's special move and mercilessly beats the fuck out of him the way he deserves. Right when Giant is about to turn them into popsicles, Boy learns how to speak whale and certain homie rolls up and bites the shit out of the Giant's head. I'm telling you, shit is wild. Now Kratos is choking a bitch like he's Wayne Brady, but Freya begs him to stop. A slightly more mature Boy also reminds his father Balder's been beaten. Not worth killing. The wise and merciful Kratos lets him go with conditions, including not harming his mother Freya. Against all morality, Kratos allowed Balder to live. He's free of his curse and can feel now. So what does Balder do? Turns out his mommy issues are too strong, so he immediately turns around and pulls a Wayne Brady on Freya. And she's just letting it happen because she'll do anything to make amends with her son. But Kratos is like, nah fam, ain't going down like that. The cycle ends here. We must be better than this. Snap! Breaks Balder's neck like nothing. That dude is dead. Now Freya's losing her shit because the son that hated her his entire life is now dead. Kratos gets his Obi-Wan on and says, Balder did that himself. But Freya doesn't give a shit. She goes extra hard when she threatens,
I will rain down every agony, every violation imaginable upon you. I will parade your cold body from every corner of every realm and feed your soul to the vilest filth in hell. That is my promise.
Boy says what most of us are thinking. Bitch, he saved your life. She says he robbed her of everything, and I'm over here like,
You have done that yourself.
Freya calls Kratos out. Kratos straight up like,
Oh, me, son!
she says, does the boy? And then Kratos spills everything. Boy, I am from Sparta. I sold my soul to the gods and killed everything, including my father. As Freya leaves with her dead son, Boy starts questioning what it means to be a god, but Kratos assures him that he will not be who Kratos was. They will be better. With the help of Mimir's eyes, they finally make it to Jotunheim. In a pivotal moment for his character arc, Kratos removes his arm bandages as he has nothing left to hide, freeing himself from the secrets that had been haunting him for so long. And after being nagged the entire game, he finally lets Boy carry his mother's ashes. Within the mountain, they find etchings of Fae and the events that have transpired throughout the game. This entire journey was foretold by the giants. Holy shit! Does that mean Frey's the giant? This means Boy's part god, part giant? Quick side note, it's mentioned earlier in the game that quote-unquote giant is just a race like human or dwarf. One can be a giant without being 100 stories tall. But Kratos had no clue about Faye's secret, and figures out that Balder was after her not knowing she was dead. But why? Why keep it all secret? And what is happening in this final etching? At last, they make it to the peak, and for the first time, Kratos calls Boy son, as they spread Faye's ashes together. They say their final goodbyes, but there's one last thing Atreus doesn't understand. Why do the etchings refer to him as Loki? Holy shit! He's Loki? That's the name his mother wanted to call him, but went with Kratos' name instead. But seriously, he's fucking Loki? And that's God of War. Kratos dedicated himself to giving his son a normal life, so the first thing he does after Boy's mom dies, take him on a murder spree. If that's not Dad of the Year, I don't know what is. If you enjoy these videos, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, or don't. I'm not going to tell you how you live your life. Don't forget to let me know in the comments what other games that you all want to see. We've already done a ton of other explain videos, so make sure you check those out as well. I'm LaMuerteBlanca, and I'll catch you guys next time.